Taysom Hill blocked a punt to set up a 3-yard touchdown catch, later scored on a 30-yard touchdown run, and the New Orleans Saints clinched their third straight NFC South title by beating the Atlanta Falcons 26-18. Saints have 8 division titles in their existence. 6 of them have come under the direction of Sean Payton and Drew Brees. For the defense last night, they sacked Matt Ryan 9 times. Cam Jordan had a career-high 4, which ties a Saints record. Now has 13.5 on the season. Here is Cam Jordan talking about this Saints team and where they are right now.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Career high. No, that might be a new career high. I think I've had 3. I may have had 3.5. I've never had 4. I think I've had 3 a couple times. Consistency is key, and I mean, when you talk about, when we take away that run, we're able to really get after the pass.
I love Cam Jordan in interviews. The biggest thing that I think America was robbed of last season on the Nola no call was him at Super Bowl media days. They have got to make it happen this year. He gave one of the best post-game interviews I've ever seen last night, and it was well-deserved. I also love that the game ended with him sacking Matt Ryan.
Tough night for Brees, or just a low-key night for Drew Brees, but they get the win. Here's Brees talking about it.
Oh, this was objective number 1, obviously, win the division. But I think you know our mindset and the group of guys that we have in there, and just kind of how we've progressed each and every year. We've got bigger fish to fry, so to speak. But we've got kind of a list of goals and objectives, and we just want to knock them down one by one. But at the end of the day, let's keep it simple right now. Let's just focus on playing our best football. I still think it's out there.
Missed opportunity by Brees there.
Thought so too. Bigger turkey to fry.
Exactly. I mean, especially in Louisiana, right?
18
is that a regional thing? The fried turkeys
I
here?
don't know that.
I don't know
It's
for
regional.
sure. I just know that everybody loves fried turkeys here. I had a turducken, and it was delicious. Yeah. Shout out to A-Bear Specialty Meats.
18 of 30 yesterday for Brees, 184 with 1 touchdown that went to Taysom Hill. A little bit about Taysom Hill's day yesterday. His 3-yard touchdown catch was his 4th of the season, which is most for a quarterback in NFL history. That according to footballreference.com. He also became only the 2nd quarterback ever to score a rushing and receiving touchdown in the same game. The first came.
We'll go on.
Jim McMahon.
Oh, wow.
1983. Fellow BYU alum.
You know what, I bet you, and Jim McMahon being a BYU alum is still one of the most cosmically funny jokes that I've ever heard. But you know what Jim probably didn't do? Also block a punt that same game. I mean, Taysom Hill, what a Swiss Army game for him last night.
Saints take on the San Francisco 49ers next. Will play huge on the effect of the NFC playoff picture. Speaking of the NFL, on Thursday, Bills beat the Cowboys 26-15. For better or for worse, Jerry Jones is sticking with Coach Jason Garrett as the Dallas Cowboys owner general manager continues to believe that better days are coming in the final months for the Cowboys, even after Thursday's dismal loss to the Bills. LSU football taking on Texas A&M Saturday in Tiger Stadium. That'll be kicked off at 6 p.m. Joe Burrow's final game as a Tiger. Here he is talking about going out for senior night.
I hope not, but I said that in high school too, and I got super emotional in this one. This place means so much to me, and everyone's been so great. I never could have dreamed that this was going to happen. Just the reception from people in Louisiana, just to an Ohio kid who came here, transferred, and it's been such a great 2 years, and I hope that I can show some appreciation to the fans on Saturday.
I mean, the ovation that this kid is going to get is going to be unbelievable. I can't wait to be in that stadium tomorrow night. I really am so excited. I thought the Florida environment this season was one of the best I've ever seen, and I think this environment is going to be even better than Florida.
Ogeron talking about tomorrow night's kickoff.
Ball control. They want to keep the ball away from our offense. They do a great job of moving the chains. He does a good mix. He has some 21 personnel, some pro style, some spread offense. He utilizes his players very well. I think the big receivers give us problems. They gave us problems last year. Kellen Mond can move in the pocket, and he's accurate when he's throwing on the run.
LSU picked up a commitment on Thanksgiving as well. 3-star offensive guard Xavier Hill from Mississippi announced that he was committing to LSU. He'll stop by off the bench and talk about his commitment. He decommitted from Alabama in October. College football, Ole Miss, the puns, the headlines are great this morning talking about last night's Egg Bowl. Ole Miss flushed away a golden chance at the Golden Egg last night. Luke Logan missed a 35-yard extra point after Ole Miss wide receiver Elijah Moore was penalized for celebrating a touchdown by crawling and pretending like he was peeing like a dog, and Mississippi State escaped and became bowl eligible with a 21-20 victory Thursday night in the 116th Egg Bowl. Elijah Moore is the same kid last night who had caught a fair punt, called a fair catch after he caught the punt.
Aggressive move.
Yeah.
Also a Starkville native.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
So
on
he
the
was
tape?
trying to do a little.
Yeah,
he,
he's
was,
on the
he was
tape.
trying to do the thing. Well, all I'm happy about is that, and I said this earlier, DK Metcalf. So that's where this came from. DK Metcalf did this 2 years ago in Starkville, and Ole Miss fans have been worshiping him ever since. They thought it was so great that he did it. Now, how do they feel about it?
Joe Moorhead responding to the rumors. Rumors were heavy before the game that Billy Napier was next up in Starkville and that he was going to get the job. Here is Moorhead afterwards answering that.
In 21 years of coaching and a bunch more as a player, I don't know that I've entered a season and gone through a season with as much adversity as we had to face. Having 10 guys out to start the season, and some of your best players, and having them not be able to play, and have some ups and downs, and the kids just kept fighting. And I think more than anything, it's a validation of this team, a validation of our culture. You know, to me, it put an exclamation point, the narrative that was floating around, that I'm not the right man for this job, or I'm not the right man for this program, or I can't coach in this league. All right, and that's not the case. All right, and I promise you that. I'm not going to get into what we've done the past 2 years, and now for being able to get to a bowl. All right, so no one get it twisted. All right, understand what it means for this program, and I'm here. And this is my team. This is my school. This is my program. I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
Great news for the rest of the SEC. Moorhead staying in Starkville.
I like that. I like that clip, but I would still give the job to Billy Napier.
No doubt about it.
I mean, Billy Napier looks like a really damn good coach. Also, you want to talk about a guy who can win in the South, most likely. But we'll see where Matt ends up going. I'm happy for you, though, Rivers. I was thinking about you that entire game last night.
Thank you. Just trying to keep our bowl streak alive.
You
know?
10 years in a row now.
Yeah.
Nothing to scoff at.
Shreveport, huh?
Actually, as Ross Dellinger pointed out,
Are you going to read those stats?
Well, no, I was just going to read the fact he mentioned how much has changed after the decade of Mullen, because 10 years ago, if you were 2-0 in the Egg Bowl and going to your second bowl game in a row, fans would have been ecstatic at Mississippi State.
Jackie Sherrill, you can stay. You know,
Jackie Sherrill was there last night.
I know.
So
he was in the locker room with the cigars after the game.
They honored the 99 team.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was happy for you. That whole last drive was just pure
Wild.
insanity. I don't know, the Elijah Moore thing made me inordinately angry. I was sitting there on my computer and
You have money on it?
No, nothing at all. No, I guess, I don't know. I was thinking if I was one of his teammates, like
I
that
did.
O-lineman that's behind him, I just would have
Elijah Moore.
I mean,
would
what
have wanted
are you
to fight
doing,
him.
man? Like,
So
even
dumb.
as a Mississippi State fan, you saw it, and immediately I was like, "You idiot!"
Because I'm thinking if I was Ole Miss, I was just going to go for two and try to get out of there with the dub.
And they had already won in my mind. They'd already won.
Pelicans,
Shout
Anthony
out to all
Davis
the Bulldogs out there.
Came back to New Orleans, dropped 41 on the Pellies for a 114-110 win for the Lakers on Friday night. Up next, Pelicans take on Oklahoma City on Friday night, in the first of a home-and-home with the Thunder. And Ramona Shelburne issued an apology for her comments to the Times-Picayune earlier this week. Shelburne, a senior writer at ESPN, issued an apology on Wednesday for comments she made on Tuesday, suggesting that the backlash towards Anthony Davis and his trade request last season was due to racism and New Orleans being in the South. ESPN's public relations department emailed the statement to the Times-Picayune and the New Orleans Advocate, where it said, "Since my appearance on an LA radio Tuesday, I've spoken to many people and now realize that I inappropriately oversimplified a complicated and emotional situation," Shelburne said in a word salad from ESPN Public Relations.
I agree.
She capped that off by saying, "I sincerely apologize for the mistake and to the city of New Orleans." Hey, Ramona, all your credibility is shot as a journalist.
I mean, whatever. I'm willing to move. Whatever. We're just gonna move on. But that is one of the worst apologies I've ever heard. That is unbelievable. How you spend the first half defending your statement, and then just go on to say, but I sincerely apologize.
Get the bleep out of here.